the testimony of two women. Is that what the verse says? The verse itself is about the taking of testimony, the recording of evidence, and especially in a situation like travel, when that can't be done the way that it's usually done. So, in taking evidence, in this case on a loan, right? If you don't have two men, then you take a man and two women. So that if one of them strays, the other one will set her right. What does that mean? And in order to answer that question, then you do have to look at the cultural context. And some of our jurists, like Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Hajar, Al-Qarafi, and others, they took that context very seriously. And they said that this verse was revealed about the taking of evidence, and it was not about giving testimony in court. And those are two different things. In any case, those who make that argument, they would say that this verse has a cultural context of patriarchy. The patriarchy that dominated the society at that time and would continue to dominate it for a long time. And in that patriarchal context, two women giving evidence or recording testimony can protect each other, or are more likely to protect each other under pressure than a woman by herself. And so that's really, it doesn't mean that they are less intelligent, that they are less understanding, that they are not able to do the job, but it is taking into account the social pressures that are on them in that society, so that they will be able to give that testimony in the way that they understand it. And for that reason, some jurists said that this should never be applied across the board. So that if we are in a court of law, for example, then the judge has the jurisdiction. And in that case, all the judge needs to know is the truth of the matter. A woman who remembers and who understands it and who is honest is there equal to a man any day. And to buttress that, they point out that in the history of Islam, the greatest testimony of all was given time and time again by single women. Meaning what? What is the greatest testimony of all that was given by single women? Janam? Hadith. Hadith. So that every one of the great women, Hani, Ayman, Aisha, Fatima, all of the great women, they transmit hadith from the Prophet. And the Prophet said about Aisha, خُذُوا نِصْفَ دِينِكُم مِّنْ هَذِهِ الْحُمَيْرَاءِ. Take half of your religion from this young fair lady. From this fair lady. And she transmits the hadith, and she doesn't have to bring her sister or anyone else, Asma or anyone else, to verify that. So there's no greater testimony than that. That's religion itself. Also in the history of Islamic law, were women allowed to give fatwas? Yes, they were. Women gave fatwas. Now, when a woman gave a fatwa, did she have to have another woman next to her saying that, that's right, sister, go ahead, come on, sister, you're right? Did she have to do that? Absolutely not. Women gave fatwas by themselves just as men gave fatwas, and no one took issue with that. So again, there is a contradiction between those realities in giving fatwas and transmitting hadith, and between any understanding of that verse that takes it out of that cultural context that we referred to.